All right, let's talk about one final concept here that the church can learn from the jazz combo. Start with this quote. We're talking about the drama of tension and release that's inherent in all music that we'll talk about in a second, and how we embrace this idea as well as a church. Jazz is marked above all by the dynamic tension between disparate elements. It's certainly not the only musical form of which this might be said, but in jazz, to a high degree, that tension is what the performance is about. A successful jazz performance presents a very specific kind of unity, almost a paradox, in which on every level, harmonic, rhythmic, stylistic, and so on, the elements of the performance can pull against one another and create a tension that gives the performance its unique qualities. So jazz is a music that lives in a type of dance between tension and release, tension and resolution. So most, if not all, of the musicians' musical phrases embody a sense of forward motion or tension that longs for resolution. Typically in musical terms, this is called tension and release. And tension and release is one of the greatest aspects of musical expression. All good music has it. And I want to demonstrate this for you really quick here, just by myself with the piano. Play just the first 8 bars of a song called My One and Only Love. Now listen to just an example of tension and release. Does that make you feel very good? It's like, no, we want to go here. Right? That doesn't sound very good to end on this chord. That's pretty tense, right? We want to go there. And then we have a resolution. But there's both, right? So the song's got this, but it resolves. So we've got these melodies that long for a resolution. But, tension and release is found beyond just melodies. It incorporates the juxtaposition of major and minor keys, right? If all the chords in a song were major, we would kind of grow numb from the chipperness of it, the happiness of it. If all the chords in a song were minor, we would grow weary from the sadness of it. So through the contrast of major and minor chords, the variants of different tonalities played within the same musical piece, they draw out the colors of their opposite, right? The dissonance of minor keys long for a brighter resolution. The chipper tones of major keys reaches for a darker contrast. So some music exists for the sake of dissonance, especially in the last century or so. There's just some weird, fruity music out there, right? Let's be postmodern. But it's noteworthy that probably by far the most popular of all the music maybe of the last 500 years is music that embraces tension and release. Most great works of music come to some final resolution. They don't leave us hanging. The grand finale has that momentum, and you sense it coming, and it's tense. In those last 16, 32 bars before the grand finale, and then the finale hits, and it's like, yes, right? There it is. When we feel uneasy until we experience it. So does this not point to a fundamental reality of our existence? Our music reflects a resolution of all things, a desire for the resolution of all things. So let me demonstrate again quick here at the piano how jazz music, as a music of tension and release, better reflects the Christian life than other forms. It embodies the now and the not yet of the Christian life, and unique from other forms of music. So in jazz, you don't hear a lot of nice, sharp corners like this, easy resolutions like this. This is my piece called Over-Realized Eschatology. Right? That's not jazz. That's top or whatever. That's over-realized eschatology. Nice, easy, simple resolutions, right? But we don't find this in our real lives, do we? On a day-to-day basis. Our lives are not that simple. They're more complex. We have tension and we have release, but we have lots of tension. So I would argue that unless you embrace over-realized eschatology, jazz matches our Christian experience much better as music. So let me play the same progression, same basic chords, but in a jazz way. Resolves, but it's still got that like what? You know what I mean? It's not totally resolved, but it is resolved. It embodies that angst that we all live in as Christians as we wait for the resolution of all things. So it has the now as a resolution, but it also has the not yet. It's kind of got those dark tones that make you go, a little uneasy, right?